Today we are going to see, or this video is related to our standard 10. We have completed first chapter of Maths 1 and Maths 2, that is the linear equations of Maths 1 and similarity of Maths 2. Now today we are going to study a second lesson of Maths 1, that is the quadratic equations. So first of all we'll understand what is meant by quadratic equations. Okay, so quadratic equations are nothing but those equations having variable 1 and whose maximum index or the maximum degree is 2. Such kind of equations are called as a quadratic equations. So very important point is there, that is related to quadratic equations, that is the equations having one variable. Now in the previous lesson, that is in first lesson, that is the linear equations, in that we saw that there were the two variables. But now here in quadratic equations are those equations which have one variable and maximum index is 2 or maximum degree is 2. Maximum index is 2. Okay, such equations are called quadratic equations. Okay, now we will see some important points related to the quadratic equations. Okay, now first point we are going to see, that is the standard form of quadratic equation. Okay, what is the standard form of quadratic equation? That is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. This is what? This is a standard form of quadratic equation. Standard form of quadratic equation. Okay, now in this quadratic equation, the terms that is a, b and c are real numbers. These are the real numbers, and in this there is one condition, that is the value of a, it should not be 0. Okay, never it should be 0 in quadratic equation. Okay, now we'll study some few cases related to this standard form. Now in the second case we'll study, that is in the standard equation, that is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. In this equation, if the value of b is 0, then if the value of b is 0, then what will be our equation? That is ax square plus c equal to 0. Okay, even though it is ax square plus c equal to 0, but still it will be a quadratic equation. Similarly, next case is there, that is in equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. In this equation, if c equal to 0, then what? If c equal to 0, doesn't matter, no change. We will see that if c is equal to 0, the equation will become ax square plus bx equal to 0. Okay, so here in this case also what happens? This will be our quadratic equation. It means what? It means that even though the value of b and c is 0, okay, even though either b is 0 or either c is 0, doesn't matter, but still it will be our quadratic equation. Now the last case we are going to study, that is if b equal to 0 and c equal to 0. If both are 0, if the values of b and c, okay, together if they are 0, but still our equation will be what? Our equation will be ax square equal to 0. Then also we will see that it is a quadratic equation. Even though B and C are 0, but still it will be a quadratic equation. So it doesn't matter if either B is 0, either C is 0, or either both are 0, no matter, no change, still it will be our quadratic equation. Okay. Only the thing is that one condition is there, that is A should never be 0. Because in this quadratic equation, the very important thing is that the degree of the equation that should be 2. Because here if what will happen, if A will be 0, okay, then what will be our equation? If A is 0, our equation will be Bx plus C equal to 0. So in that case, the degree of the equation is not 2 but it is 1. So if the degree of the equation is 1, then it is not a quadratic equation. So very important thing is there that A, the value of A, it should never be 0. Doesn't matter if B or C is 0, no problem is there, except A should not be 0. So this is the introduction of the quadratic equation. Now related to this, we are going to study the exercise 2.1. In 2.1 we are going to study one more thing, we are going to study, that is the roots of the quadratic equation. Okay. So when we will go through the exercise, along with the exercise I will tell you what is meant by the roots of the quadratic equation. Okay students, now we will see the exercise. So now we will start with our exercise 2.1. In this 2.1 exercise, we are going to just identify. In the first question, they have given that is the write any two equations, and in the second question, we are just going to identify whether the given equations are quadratic equations or not. Now the first question which is given, that is write any two quadratic equations. So any two quadratic equations means you can use any number, any variable, okay, but only the thing is that there should be only variable, there should not be two variables, okay. So we can write any two equations having one variable with degree 2. So this question is an open-ended question because the answer for this question may vary. Students may write any kind of equation by taking any variable and by using any numbers, okay. So here we will write some of them. For example, now x square plus x plus 4 equal to 0, okay, or we can write it as we can use any other variable also, that is y square minus y plus 6 equal to 0, okay. So in this way we can write the equations by using the two variables, by using a single variable but with degree 2. Now next is the decide whether the following equations are quadratic equations or not. So we have to decide whether the equations are quadratic or not. So we will go through it. See, now the first equation is there, that is x square plus 5x minus 2 equal to 0. In this equation what we are able to see, that is there is a one variable, first thing. Second thing, that is its degree is also 2. So both the conditions are fulfilled, that is the equation is by using one variable, the equation is in one variable with degree 2. So this given equation is a quadratic equation, okay. So we will just write it here, that is in this equation x is one variable having degree 2, okay. So therefore the given equation is a quadratic equation, okay. So I'll just correct the spelling of variable, actually here it is RIA, okay. So now, as this equation have x variable with degree 2, so the given equation is quadratic equation, okay. Now we will move towards the question number 2. Now see, in the second question they have given, that is y square equal to 5y 5 minus 10. So for this equation, the first thing we have to do, that is we have to arrange the equation properly, and then we have to say whether the given equation is quadratic or not. Okay, so now let us arrange the equation. So it will be y square, 5y will come towards y and it will become minus 5y, minus 10 will come towards 5, it will become plus 10 equal to 0. Y square minus 5y plus 10 equal to 0. So in this equation what we are able to see, that is in this equation which is the variable, that is y is variable having degree 2, degree 2, and so therefore we can say that the given equation is quadratic equation. Okay, so in this way we can decide whether the given equation is quadratic or not. Now we move towards the next question. Third example I have not taken because third example is you can solve, otherwise we can take it also. See the third example, that is y square plus 1 upon, I just solved here the third one. Okay, so what is the third example? That is y square plus 1 upon y equal to 2. Okay, this is the example number 3. So we will solve this example now. First of all, what we have to do? We have to remove this denominator which is there in the, remove the y which is in the denominator. We have to remove that. So we have to just multiply to the other terms. So multiply this y to both the sides. After multiplying y, what we get? Y square into y, that is y cube, plus 1 equal to y into 2, that is 2y. Now we will arrange this equation. Therefore, y cube minus 2y plus 1 equal to 0. Now in this equation what we are able to see? In this equation we see that there is a variable y, but its degree is what? Its degree is 3, and so the given equation is not a quadratic equation. So we can write it here, that is in the given equation, y is a variable with degree 3, okay, and so therefore the given equation is not a quadratic equation. Okay, so always keep in mind this thing, that if the degree is 2, maximum degree is 2, then only it is a quadratic equation. Here now in this third example, the maximum degree is 3, and so it is not a quadratic equation. Now fourth example we will not solve it. Okay, we will directly solve the fifth one. Okay, because third and fourth example, they are near about the same. So we will study the fifth example which is given. Now first of all, in this example what we have to do? We have to solve the brackets. Okay, as all of you know, so we will solve the bracket. In solving the bracket, what we have to do? We have to keep one bracket constant. Okay, so we will keep m minus 5 as a constant, and we will multiply this bracket with m plus 2. So we will take this, I will take this m as it here, and then m minus 5. Okay, then plus 2 into again m minus 5 equal to 0. Now I will multiply, I will remove the bracket now. Okay, so m into m will be m square minus m into 5 is 5m plus 2 into m is 2m plus into minus 2 5s are 10. Okay, so here what we are able to see, that is m square minus 5m plus 2m. What it is? It is minus 3m minus 10 equal equal to 0. So in this equation what we are able to see? In this equation we are able to see that the variable is m with degree 2, and therefore this equation, it is a quadratic equation. It is a quadratic equation. Okay, so you can write the statement. Now for this example I have not written the statement, that is there is a variable m with degree 3, but you have to write this statement every time, then only you will get the full marks. Okay, so what statement you will write for this example? That is, in this equation there is a variable m with degree 2, and so it is a quadratic equation. Okay, now got it all of you? Now we will move towards the next example which we are going to study, that is the example number 6. Now in this example what we have to do? We have to just arrange all the things properly, and then we have to decide whether the equation is quadratic or not. Okay, see, now we'll see the example. As you can see, m cube plus 3m square minus 2 equal to 3m cube. By observing the equation only we are able to decide that the equation is quadratic or not, because in this equation we are able to see the degree 3. As this equation contains degree 3, so it is not a quadratic equation. But still, before that, we have to arrange the equation properly, and then we will write the statement. Okay, so now we will arrange the equation here. See now, m cube. Okay, this 3m cube will shift towards m cube, so it will become minus 3m cube, because here 2 3m, there is a 3m cube, there is a plus sign. So as we are shifting 3m cube towards m cube, the sign will change and it will become minus. Okay, now plus 3m square minus 2 equal to 0. Okay, now m cube minus 3m cube. M is what? 1m cube. So 1 minus 3 is what? Minus 2. So minus 2m cube plus 3m square minus 2 equal to 0. Okay, so in this what we are able to see, that this is the equation. We'll just write the statement here, that is, in this equation m is a variable with degree, what is the degree here now? With degree 3. Okay, so as there is a degree 3, and so it is not a quadratic equation. It is not a quadratic equation. Okay, very important. So this statement, whatever the statements are there, you have to write the statements every time. You have to arrange the equations properly, and then you have to solve. Then only you will get full marks in this example. Okay, now we have completed the 2.1 question number 1 and 2. So now in our next session we will solve the remaining examples of this exercise 2.1. We will solve the example number or the question number 3, 4, 5 and 6. So thank you all of you for watching my videos.